Well, howdy guys, good morning and welcome to the channel. We have a bit of carnage still going on here, so we've still got the engine being sent. That probably should have arrived at the place by now where it's getting rebuilt, but yeah, that's over the other side of the country, so yeah, that's going to take a little while for that to get rebuilt. And there's a few other bits and bobs, I think, that were discussed in the previous video, or one of the previous videos. But what this morning's job is, because we did get a bit of rain and it's too wet to do any paddock work still, probably, yeah, for today and tomorrow. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the Boss planter, that's the sowing rig we use. We've had it for, I don't know, it might be 5 years, 6 years, something like that. And it, yeah, the way the pull was designed, it's got like a high lift curve on it, or whatever it's called, but it just puts it, there's a lot of twisting action when you turn. So we've been, yeah, there was a bit of cracking developing and stuff, so we've organised and been sent this other pull. It's the redesigned pull, which is more of a straight one. Makes it a bit harder to walk underneath, but it'll be a lot stronger. So we shouldn't, yeah, shouldn't have any troubles with that. But we'll, yeah, I think Brad's done some shuffling of machinery. There's still a bit of stuff to do as far as headers need a bit of a wash down and that sort of thing. This is the pull that is replacing the other one. So basically the other one, just similar design, but yeah, it just had a bit more of a curve to it. But yeah, this way, being straight, there's no extra angles you have to deal with, and yeah, we should be able to just pop those pins in, so that will be good. So we've got Josiah and Brad here. Josiah just sees a camera and walks off. Brad's he's over there. But this is what was happening. It's probably only been the last year where that got really bad, but it was we'd sort of half repaired some stuff under there. But there, and then all in here, we've had to gusset and muck around. But this is a perfect example of the kind of service you want when you buy an expensive bit of machinery, because we told the company about this and they sent that other pull free of charge. So that is absolutely exceptional, and that's the sort of stuff that makes you keep wanting to buy a certain brand of machinery. So that go Boss. Yeah, that was very nice, because it'd be a lot of money to try to make up one ourselves, or yeah, you just never know. So trying to fix this, but it's a really cool design, but it just couldn't quite handle the stresses required. But yeah, it will be a little bit more of a pain with a flat pull, because you can't walk under it and that sort of thing, but we'll just have to, we'll wreck our backs bending underneath it, I guess. So anyway, before they get angry that I'm not doing anything, I better help. Pull your weight. Yeah. Perform. Well, we've got the bulk of it on. I think we're going to have a bit of excess of hose now that this one's straight. But on a scale of 1 to 10, Brad, how well did that go on?
11.
11?
It was within a half a mil, like it was just perfect.
Quality, eh?
Quality was exceptional. Yes, I love it.
So, because if it had been, what, 10 mil out, you could spend...
Because you got 3 pivot, you got 3 pins, and then the middle one it flexes, so you got your flex bar across the middle, so
it all needs to line up.
it all needs to line up like perfect.
And it did.
And it did.
So that is good.
Very exciting.
So I got these fancy little pins here, and yeah, no slop in them whatsoever. We've had this for, what is it, 6 years or 7 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 or 6 years, and basically no movement in the pins as of yet. So it is very nice to have quality. Anyway, I think we'll just have to work out how to mount the toolbox because it's a bit different pull. I don't think either we were told and we forgot, or we don't know exactly where the toolbox got to go, but we'll figure something out, I'm sure. Well, we're pretty much done. We do just have some new mounts for the toolbox coming. We just rang up Boss before and they've actually got someone coming our way, so they got the mounts and we'll have them tomorrow, which is great. And we'll just have to drill some new holes in the toolbox possibly, and then we can mount that toolbox either, yeah, just not sure whether we'll mount it back further or where exactly, but yeah, that'll be good, that'll be done. So yeah, it does look a bit different, but she'll be a lot stronger. Well guys, we're back here up at the main farm. There's still a bit of stuff all pulled apart and a bit of a mess, but we're getting through it. So we've actually had a decent amount of rain. I think we're probably up to 25 mil, so it's about an inch. Could be a little bit more now actually. It did drizzle a bit today. The sun's finally come out. It's about, what, nearly 4 o'clock probably in the afternoon. And yeah, so it's very humid and sticky and sweaty, so not much fun here in that regard. But we'll wander through, and a couple of things that have been happening is, just because it's wet obviously, there's general maintenance going on. Brad's ute's getting a bit of love there. But I've been rearranging the air conditioning gear. So in the previous video there was, yeah, just all air conditioning. When I was working on the D11 there was air conditioning gear everywhere, so I'm just trying to consolidate it a bit more, so I can just grab a box and go. So that's a bit tidier. And yes, we've got the Challenger over there, which yeah needs just a bit of going over, checking over. The motor's going to be a little while obviously before it comes back, but there's a couple of developments there. I might actually let Brad loose on the GoPro and he can fill you in as to what the rough plan is with that going forward. So we're probably looking at another day or two of yeah, pretty well just shed jobs. If the sun stays out, it'll dry out pretty quick, so it mightn't take too long before we're back doing stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see.
G'day guys. I finally got unleashed with the GoPro, so just was going to give a bit of an update on our Cat Challenger. We've just been checking the unis in there, which we've only replaced about 2,000 hours ago, and the drive coupler. This little panhard bar or drag link bar goes in there on the front bar. It was in good condition, but the rubbers were all flogged out. So it was about $1,200 for a new one, and they didn't have one in Australia that we know of. So I'm just trying to, I've got a bit of a tractor tube, and yeah, got to sort it out. So hopefully that'll keep the dirt out, give us a bit more life. And then the other development is we're Got a exhaust. Hopefully I've got to order one of them. She's a bit had it there. So I think she's the standard exhaust. So we're going to trying to get a new one out of the UK. They do a fully stainless system. So that's that'll be good to have that happening. And then the radiator, I'm pretty sure it's original, and I'm not a massive fan of plastic header tanks. So I'm in the process of either getting one, an aluminium one out of the States, or getting a fella to make up a new one out of copper. And we might even get the core thickness a bit fatter, so we can keep it a bit cooler, easier. So that's the latest on the cat.
Well, good morning, guys. We are back up at the main shed here, and there's something happening that hasn't actually happened for like, I think it's only 2 years. So the header is getting a good thorough clean down. The trouble is with the operations that we're running here is basically we're running flat out all year round, so it is pretty tricky to find stuff, and you have to prioritise what you do. Last year we gave them a quick wash down with a firefighter just to get the bulk off so it didn't do any damage, but it is just hard to find that extra couple of days to really thoroughly give them a good clean, make them actually look pretty. So it is good to be able to do that at the minute. So Josiah's been working away at that, and I think he's might be nearly halfway through. And that's header number 2. So then there's the other header to do, there's the fronts to do, and that. So it can end up being nearly a week. But while we're still waiting for things to dry out, we're doing a few of those jobs, and it probably will be tomorrow when we can get back on the paddock, which is often the more important stuff. So there's a bit of weed editing to do. I've got to get back on the grasshopper and keep spraying. The problem is the black. It's very hard to get the black to look nice and shiny, but the yellows come up quite well. But we still got all the dinted panels there. You can see now, from all the mud. But anyway, there's not much we can do about that one. But what we'll do is we'll try and not get run over here, and we'll do a before shot. So this hasn't had any cleaning done to it at all. I didn't time the video very well with Brad making noise, but so yes, dirty rims, dirty side guard, everything's not so shiny. So that is looking a lot better, and makes you feel a bit better putting that in the shed looking like that, I reckon. That's looking nice. I nearly see myself in it. If we were really serious, we'd do a bit of a cut and polish, but I don't think we're that committed. But the other thing that's been going on here is I'm finally spending a bit of time organising these shelves here. So this is the auto electrical gear, and it has been a mess for a little bit. Every now and then I'd give it a tidy up, but it just gets, people come, me included probably, come and grab something and something else falls off and you just don't pick it up. You just don't keep it tidy. So I spend a bit of time tidying all up that. So I've got our crimp terminals, fuses, things like that, and I've actually just glued a fuse onto the thing so people know what's in there. Makes it a lot easier, even though it is sort of half see-through, makes it a lot easier when you can see exactly what's in there. So I'm going to keep continuing with that. I'll tidy up this shelf now, and hopefully I can, there's probably a fair bit of stuff I need to throw out, to be honest. And just like that, pretty well done. There's a couple of, there's a little bit more that I do want to do, but for now, that'll be how it is. Probably should, at some point, it'd be nice to get some retractable air hose there, because that's a bit of a mess, but anyway, can't do it all at once. So the other thing that I have been doing, well, actually, we've got a whole heap of UHFs here. Some of them need repairing. You can either send them away, or I think there's at least 2 of them that have just got a dry solder joint on the what part is it, on the speaker, I think. So no, actually it's the volume. So the volume knob, they quite, when they're old, like these are, I don't know, these are probably 20-year-old. And eventually just the volume knob, with the vibrations on tractors and stuff, they develop a dry solder joint on the back of them, so relatively easy fix there, but some of them won't transmit or receive, so yeah, basically have to send them away or throw them out, but they're probably $400 or $500 for a new one, so yeah, it's one of those things, what do you do? But I've actually got Brad's GoPro set up here. So this is his one. I've, over the years, well, I guess it's only been 2 years, but I've slowly worked out what works well. So what I'll do, just for simplicity's sake, I do use GoPros just because they're a bit more solid and a bit more compact than some others. But I've got the media mod on it, so it's got the microphone, and Dad's got that as well, and it works well. Keeps more compact, don't have to worry about the microphone falling off and different things like that, so that'll keep it simple. And I've just got onto these, I think the brand is Small Rig. It's a little double ball joint. I do have another bigger one which is more expensive, but this one's quite a bit more compact, and yeah, it seems to work really well. And then yeah, obviously I just got I think it's an 80 kilo magnet, and I just had to make up that pipe adapter there, so basically just weld a M8 nut down the bottom to screw the magnet into, and weld a 1/4 inch nut to be able to screw that into. So yeah, it should work well. He should be able to mount that to machines if he wants to take some shots like that, or yeah, just makes it easier and nice to hold. So and yeah, this little the microphone here just helps keep the wind noise down a little bit, so we'll let him loose, see what he comes up with. There might be some heavily edited footage, but nah, I think he'll do well. Well, I'm probably going to be spraying on the grasshopper tomorrow, but we've got a decent amount done in the shed today. It's been pretty good, bit of tidying up. I think Brad's just been working on the Boss planter, just mounting up that toolbox, so we've got the brackets for it. So it should be just about done. I've just been organising filters for the headers. We're going to get a complete set ready for that, so I've just been working out what we got and writing them down, trying to yeah, just get that all sorted. Some of the filters are the same between the headers, but there is a few differences, so yeah, just got to sort that all out. Anyway, that will be the end of the video. Just make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see what we're doing in the next one.